So guys, brick sailing, bro. Can't explain that. Hi. Yeah, plain sailing, guys. That's for sure. What's up, TMJ? Good luck, brother. No, no cannabis. Hi. What's up, Eddie? Kick Eddie, right? Let's be friends, I will help you. Sounds good, man. Yo. Thank you for that. Follow. Yo, what's up, brother? How you doing? Long time. No, thank you for being a follower. I'm trying to go live every day. Kill him, guys. Yeah. Savage. Big RuneScape guy. Here and there. Sailing level 1? Yeah, we're not doing sailing. Screw that. What are the PvP rewards? There's no PvP rewards. Sad. Actually sad. Yeah, it's unfinished. What's up, Jimmy Glass? How you doing, man? Oh, hi, hi, hi. I'm gonna take my medication, guys. I'll be right back. Right on the side of me. That's some sun in that room. Will do, brother. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, I'm doing all right. Things could be a little better, but hey, it always could. Thank you for the follow, Asperia. Um, take the sheets out the window. No, I'm good. There's a goat PvP. I'm just doing it right now, brother. Trying to make some bank. The high. Not many people are PvPing right now, which makes sense. Hmm. That was an accident, bro. Good luck, brother. We got a fight on our hands. I'm so lucky, you're right. You're right, bro. Broker. Change up the content. Yeah. Alright. Good luck, brother. Dude, I was in two fights. I couldn't focus the other guy, bro. Both of them are riskier somewhat. That's good. I want to kill this guy, bro. Big loot if PK, bro. Come back, come back. Good luck. Don't be a pussy now, bro. Whatever. RuneScape, yeah, this is old school RuneScape, man. Ah, so sad, bro. I risked it, man. I should have ate, bro. If I ate, I would have killed him, I think. Man. Alright, let's fight this other guy real quick. Even with our recoil, would have killed him, bro. Can he say RuneScape? Yeah, RuneScape. I. I'll give you a fight now. Give me that DA set, brother. I got him right here. Next Venge. I don't get a chance to lock though. Oh, I lost him his target. What's up, C size? What's up, size? Can you say re? Mr. DJ Murphy. Good luck, brother. Here it gets, guys. I've been gone for a while. Big hits, guys. Good luck. Ooh, that could have been a 60. Oh, I had to do a special attack, bro. And I didn't. Hopefully that wastes his triple eats. Good fight, brother. We take those. 1 month for all PVM items to go down, bro. Actually sad. Good fight, brother. We two hit him. Haha. Nice, nice. Fortunately, didn't get him before prayer went up, but we'll take it. Nice kill, nice kill. One of the quickest kills I've had, actually. Now the hype is over. Skill is finally out. People are getting 99 in it. I think I'm gonna max out soon. What's up, Heath? We'll make some videos later today, guys. Write me again, what's a unit? Farewell, farewell, brother. Hey. Yeah, man. Yeah. Back. What's the point of that, man? To be an a-hole? Yo, Daniel, thank you for the like, bro. Yeah, I couldn't sleep good. Ever seen you play Call of Mobile? I play on a different account. Why not sailing? I don't like sailing. I played the beta, I didn't like it. It's boring. There's no PvP rewards. It's gonna be a waste of money. Stuff like that. I'm gonna wait a few months for things to settle down, like the prices and everything. And I'll be right back. Yeah, I play almost every day. Call of Duty Mobile. And my other account, fan of underscore OSRS. Best Pokemon game? The original. Yeah, that's my other name. Alright, sounds good. Yeah, I'm gonna stream Call of Duty Mobile eventually. Sailing? Yeah. I'm not gonna play that game where he just rushes me over and over, bro. I'll easily skip him, bro. I'm not gonna go back and forth. I'm just gonna wait out the target, and that's gonna be it. It's like uppercase F and then the rest lowercase except the OSRS. What's happening? Just playing old school RuneScape. Old school RuneScape. Heck yeah. Right in. Good luck, brother. Finish him here. Darn. Finish him. Oh, I finished him. Good fight. Good fight, brother. You take those. Hey, hundo, okay. Not bad. Let me check what my name is, bro. Or what's your name? I could just add you right here. I only play ranked. I only play legendary ranked. Do you like RuneScape? Yeah, RuneScape sounds good. Good luck, brother. No, I remember you. Oh, it's fan of OSRS, no, fan of OSRS, no spaces. My bad. Yeah, no spaces, bro. Yeah, it should work this time. Alright, I'll add you back when I get back online. Ooh, could have finished him, guys. Sounds good, dude. You could have got me there. How are you? I'm doing alright. Could be better. This guy knows when to eat. Sound off? No, sound should be on. I'll fix it. Not bad, it was off. Alright, good luck, brother. Can't kill this guy. Good special tap there, bro. Good fight, brother. Excuse me. How are you today? I'm doing all right, man. How you guys doing? Let's get some more kills, guys. I don't want to fight that guy no more. Looks like matchmaking's blocked. Next hit.
Give me 3 minutes. 3 minutes. Sometimes I just want to arrow double mole sitting there. You know what I mean, chat? All my people that understand Webweaver know what I mean. Just a quick arrow double mole.
Over 6.
Would you rather rip a ski burrow or a touche? What's up, Nolly?
Chris here, and I am about to go on a 700 plus mile road trip.
Yeah, what's
in my
up,
2026
Maria?
Tesla Model Y that just last night received an update to FSD 14.1.7. So we have the latest software version here, and I'm going to see if FSD can take me all the way from Michigan to North Carolina over 700 miles, 100% on its own. Now, FSD 14 has the ability to take off from a parking spot, to park for you, to even back into a supercharger so that you can plug in. And so my goal here is to not do anything the entire trip. Now, my one rule, the one thing I can do is I am going to change the speed profiles kind of based on what I want. Now, that doesn't mean if the car is screwing up, I'm going to use it to help it, but if it's speeding too much, I'm going to put the speed profile down. I just don't want to get a ticket in another state or something, which is obviously really bad and annoying. But other than that, I don't want to touch the accelerator pedal. I don't want to steer. I don't want to brake. Even if it doesn't back far enough into a supercharger stall for me to plug in and I have to back in a little bit more to get the car plugged in, we're going to count that as a fail. If I need to make extra stops outside of superchargers, it's just going to have to take me wherever I'm going, find a parking spot, the correct parking spot. Hopefully it doesn't pick any handicap spots or any restricted parking. And that will be a success if the car is able to do all of that. So I am aiming to minimize the amount of stops I make. I'm going to try not to make any extra stops, but if I have to, I'm also, not going to hold myself to like, I can only stop at superchargers. It's going to be like a normal real road trip. I'm going to try to go as fast and efficiently as possible to get to my destination. But if I have to make extra stops or do something like that, if there's emergency situations that happen, the car has to handle all of this over 700 plus miles. So here is our travel path we're going to be taking. It is 746 miles to my hotel. And the car right now on its default, the fastest planning is planning 5 charging stops. Now, of course, if you stop more often and charge a little bit, that's usually faster, but we can go with fewer stops too, and I'm interested in that. So this says 12 hours and 25 minutes. What if we go to fewer stops here? Now it's 12 hours and 51 minutes. So it's adding about 20 minutes or so to our trip if we do fewer stops. No matter what we choose though, our first stop is the same. And so we're going to start self-driving. And at this point, the goal is for me to do nothing, to not interact with the car in any way. Now, I can't film every aspect of this trip, of course. It's hours and hours, but we will have means of getting this data to show that there were no interventions or anything. And hopefully at this point, I built enough of a reputation that, if something bad happens, I'm going to show it. So like right now, the car is kind of awkwardly getting out of here, but whatever. As long as it can get out, that's the important part for me. So let's let the car finish this 5-point turn, and then we'll be off, ready to go. Big road trip, 100% full self-driving. Now you think 50, 45 miles an hour on a dirt road would be impressive enough, but we do have a pickup truck. Doesn't look so much in the, fisheye lens of the rear camera. They're tailgating us a little bit. They want to go 60 or 70 on this dirt road. I'm pretty happy with the speed that we're currently going, but so far, FSD's working fine, and we're only a couple minutes into the trip, so you're probably like, okay, who cares?
You're playing old school RuneScape.
Probably the hardest part of the trip, I would say, is the beginning, only because you're going to have the most non-highway portions. I didn't really check the route too much, but I think it's pretty much highway the entire drive. And besides the beginning and the end. So yeah, right at the end, we're on the highway. Our hotel is right off the highway. So the beginning of the drive is definitely going to be the hardest part, because off highway, I think, in my opinion, is the hardest part of the full self-driving for the car. We're on a dirt road. We're going almost 50 miles an hour. Hopefully no leaves blow in front of us and we hit the brakes. I don't know. I haven't seen that scenario yet on this version. But once we get on the highway, it should be pretty smooth sailing. The main issues we're going to look for are things like construction.
Hey man, yeah, look, I'm on the way to go turn myself in, bro. Yeah, I'm on the way to go turn myself in, This shit going on, bro. Nigga ain't wanna go turn himself in, but they already at both of my houses, bro. So, fuck it. Might as well, gang. But shit. Self-defense, you hear me? Self-defense, bro. Don't put your hands on me and think ain't shit gonna happen. Shine, John. Do not put your fucking hands on me, bro. Especially around my baby mama. That shit old with. Anyway, bro, free me, man. Love y'all, bro. Love who love me. Yeah, all this shit. Love. No cap. Damn.
Oh my God. Who is that?
That ain't him. The Mexican, he looked like about his color.
Okay, still moving.
He looked like he was his color. On God. Damn. Damn.
Oh my God.
Yo, thank you for the rose.
Who is that?
Thank you for the rose. Really means a lot. Come back! Come back! That dark bow, brother.
Debris in the road that the car has to react to. Justin, hello. And closed lanes, you know, stuff like that is what we have to deal with on the highway. But for the most part, like, we could go this entire trip and not see any of that. Excuse the background noise. I have a ton of stuff in the car that I'm taking down to North Carolina with me, but I will be using the key from Matter to track some of the data in this drive. This is a cool little device that you plug into the USB port in your Tesla, and you can use it to track your full self-driving stats and do a lot more. If you're interested in tracking your own full self-driving stats and unlocking some more abilities, check out my link down below and save 10% on a key for yourself. But they are sponsoring this video, so I'll give you some more details on the key a little bit later. Hopefully y'all are okay with me not using the face cam every time, but I wanted to show you I'm in hurry mode. I've changed the mode a couple of times just to kind of get around traffic, or like mostly in Michigan I'm like comfortable going faster, so I'm happy going 80. It's when I get to other states that I'm going to be wanting to stay much closer to the speed limit. And I saw that our supercharger arrival went from 13%, which was already high, up to 17% predicted arrival state of charge. So I wanted the car to go faster to kind of, you know, try to lower that down. Now it says 18%. I mean, hopefully we can make it to a slightly further supercharger, would be even better. But I'm also trying to think of this kind of like, obviously I'm supervising, you know, if I have to take over I will or whatever, but I'm trying to think of this in the context of like, we actually got to that point where you don't have to take over. You could just be chilling, you know, playing games or relaxing or not paying attention, which is not today, to be clear. But I'm trying to like think about it in that way, so that I'm not too worried about the exact speed we're going or exactly what lane we're in, or any of that, again, safety permitting. All right, y'all, we are approaching the Ohio border. We are, I don't know, an hour or something into the trip. I didn't pay attention to what time we left, but you'll know from the video footage.
Do you want free internet? Forever? You got it. We're offering free fiber-powered internet when you switch 4 mobile lines to Spectrum. No internet bills, no internet taxes, ever again. Want it? Call this number to find out how.
For a little savings, Specialist Miller buys in bulk. For a lot of savings, she bundles her home and auto insurance with USAA. Putting more money back in her pocket? That's what we're made for. Call for a quote.
And I mean, I've done nothing, which is not too surprising. There hasn't been anything too crazy. I got footage of passing, you know, the oversized load. It kind of came into our lane, and the car moved over, or waited a bit till that for them to get back in their lane, which is very nice. And then we've had this a couple of times where a semi gets in front of us, but I've been in hurry mode the whole time, pretty much pinned at 80 miles per hour. A few slowdowns like that, and then you can see as soon as they begin to move out of the way, they're not even fully out of the way, the car begins accelerating. But it's at this point where I'm gonna bring it down to standard after we pass this semi here. And so, I mean, you can see even without, I didn't change anything, the car's getting out of the passing lane. You just love to see that. So at this point, I'm gonna bring us down to standard, and I think that'll bring us to 75 miles an hour, I'm not sure. But I will maybe even go into chill. If you're not familiar, if you have Michigan plates, you cannot speed in Ohio at all. All right, so we have moved into Ohio. Obviously, as of right now, we're taking this ramp, so the speed has come down a little bit.
Oops.
Speed in Ohio at all.
In a landmark move toward accountability and justice, San Bernardino County may soon start offering financial compensation to individuals who allege they were sexually abused at juvenile detention centers, no matter when the incident happened. In one county alone,
Climbed. I have performance anxiety. I also slightly made the hitboxes on entering these pipes a little bigger. Like, obviously you can't hug the wall and hit it, but it's pretty lenient. No up pipes, hopefully, for most people. The regular pipes have the same hitbox, though they're not screen scrolling ones. There you go. I'm really happy this trick works. Oh, but I suck. I don't know if I want to get this portrait, and there's a reason why. I might skip it for now, or I will show you in emulator, because I don't have save states set up on my NT. I will try once though. Unless you've already seen people get that portrait and you know exactly what I'm talking about. That portrait is funny though, and I'm curious to see the reactions to it. Specifically from the person the portrait is of. Also, shouts to Paper Mario again. Roadport Sewers. Banger. Wow. I did make the mole hitbox lenient like I should have.
I don't even hate standing. That's not hate standing, dude. Hate standing, on and off.
But after this level, the rest shouldn't be that bad. Well, besides Special World. Special World is an entirely different beast. Yeah, at least my hit rate on that is what, 50%? So it's not like wildly hard. But yeah, we might be in for a bit for this one. Oh, see that jumps hard because of Coyote time not existing. But I also did not want to implement Coyote time. Because then there could be problems with some of the setups and like you not wanting to jump, but then you actually get a jump. And vice versa.
Good amount, brother.
But I always push jump too early there.
Thank you for the share.
Here we go. Well, we're going into the pipe. Do we first try it?
Target zone's
We
going.
actually first tried it. Insane. Congratulations on getting this first try. Actually, what I'm
Locked up at High Desert, Gilbert Street, or somewhere else in the San Bernardino system, a global settlement may be coming in.
currently doing now. Will persist. Maybe even an O.
What's up?
Sleeping?
Mm-hmm. I keep getting ragged, guys. Good YouTube video to watch. Hi, hi, hi. Wonder what rank 1 sailing is, guys. High scores. Okay. Bro, it's 52, 54 sailing. Hey. Alright. Get a rematch. Oh yeah. You sculling? No, thank you, bro. Good luck, broder. Good luck, broder. That was a quick eat. Let me go use the restroom real quick. Yeah. Optimus. What are you playing? Old school RuneScape, man. Good luck, Rotor. I got this. I got this. Still, I'm trying. Alright, good fight. Surprised he was able to go back in there. Of course, Elon delays hardware 5, man. Dang nabbit, Elon. Oh, yeah.
These are the unfortunate £600 life stars who have tragically died during or after the filming of the show, and there are none more infamous than the fan favourite from season 1, Henry Foots, who died in mysterious circumstances. 47-year-old Henry starred in the first season of the show and quickly won fans over with his affable personality and his commitment to losing weight.
Move that chair.
Sit back, huh?
You don't want that? You don't want that?
Dawn's on the bathroom.
A long trip.
No problem.
Despite being almost £750 at the start of the show, viewers found him relatable, genuine, and his story inspiring.
3.5 years ago, I was the operation manager of a transportation company. This may look like a step down, but it's a new beginning.
He started the show for a heartwarming reason.
Gonna try sailing? No.
He was waiting in time for his high school reunion, and the show tracked him over 7 years. In that time, he managed to get his weight down to a whopping £275, less than half of what he weighed during the start of the show. But Henry's journey was not without its trials. In an unforeseen turn of events, during a skin removal surgery, Henry's heart stopped on the operating table. In a candid conversation with TLC, he recounted his near-death experience, sharing how he saw the light to take him to heaven, but decided he wasn't ready for it.
That's all like that. It's just like having an out-of-body experience. If that was to like take me to heaven, I wasn't ready for it.
Switch to Google Fi Wireless, the only phone plan built by Google, and get 2 lines
Google
for just
Fi.
$5 per month with our unlimited standard plan. You get unlimited data, calls, and texts, plus 25 gigs of high-speed hotspot tethering per month for each line. Switch to Google Fi Wireless.
I had Google Fi before.
This moment on the show brought him even closer to the fans who supported him. However, this would only foreshadow upcoming events. In 2012, the same year his series was aired, tragedy struck when Henry was involved in a fatal accident.
Police identified the woman killed in a horrible shuttle bus accident in the Med Center. 43-year-old Carlette Blake was pinned between the bus and a pole after witnesses say the driver passed out and lost control.
He lost control of a shuttle bus he was driving during a medical episode and tragically killed an innocent woman standing on the street. The event led to speculation online that Henry had died in the crash, but he lived for another year before his untimely demise. In 2013, he would tragically die from causes which have not been publicly revealed. The next star, however, would have a much more public cause of death, but an equally as challenging journey. Sean Milligan was one of the heaviest participants ever on the show, tipping the scales at over £900, which is around the same weight as a male polar bear. Sean's weight problems began early in life. During high school, a leg injury confined him to his bed, and his weight began to spiral out of control from there. His relationship with his father was also strained, and he turned to food for comfort, an issue that was further exacerbated by his physical injuries and weight gain. On the show, Sean shared his fear that he wouldn't live to see his 30th birthday if he didn't make drastic changes. To this end, Sean made the brave decision to seek help, leaving his bed for the first time in years to travel all the way to Houston. From there, he hoped to undergo potentially life-saving surgery with the renowned weight loss surgeon Dr. Now Zaradan, also known as Dr. Now. If Sean's story does not serve as a cautionary tale to get help sooner, then nothing will. He was able to shed 400 of his gargantuan 900 pounds of body weight after he had moved back in with his mother in Texas.
When Sean arrived here, he was 1,003 pounds. But we started him on 800 calorie a day controlled diet, and he started losing weight rapidly. 636. So we're gonna put you for surgery.
Many people called his mother an enabler, as she was equally as unhealthy as Sean was prior to him losing weight. This meant that after some time after moving in with his mother, he would start to gain weight again after picking up bad habits from her. And this would be proven in 2017. Just 1 year after Sean moved back in with his mother, she would die due to renal failure or kidney failure. This obviously broke Sean, and he admitted that he was struggling to cope with the pain of losing his mother and having a strained relationship with his father.
I'm sorry to hear about the loss of your mom.
Thanks.
How you holding up with that?
Trying, doing my best.
Well, instead of losing, you gained 31 pounds. And we have to get this under control, Sean, because you need to be able to take care of yourself.
This, compounded with his addiction to food, made his weight loss journey even more difficult, but he soldiered on and kept to a healthy lifestyle. However, it would not last long, as in 2019, Sean's father made a devastating announcement. Sean was admitted to hospital a couple of days ago because of an infection. Sunday, he was having problems with his breathing. They were able to resuscitate him, and a short time later, his heart stopped. Fans of the show were devastated with the news, writing tweets with their messages of grief. Rest in peace, Sean. You're with your mother now. The next star of the show, however, would not be able to keep his weight off and would pay the ultimate price as
Look,
a
brother.
direct result. James King joined the show weighing in at over
Wow.
790 pounds. He was completely dependent on his wife and children to do daily tasks, as his monstrous weight meant that James was unable to ever leave his bed.
Lisa.
Oh, crud, man.
Did you call me?
Yeah. I went to the bathroom. I need to be cleaned up.
Driven by desperation of a better life and encouragement from his father, James took a massive leap of faith in a bid to get his life back on track and decided to try
That was
and
sad,
seek
bro.
help. He took out a second mortgage on his house, a huge financial risk, in order to go from his home in Kentucky to Texas in order to see Dr. Now.
Weight loss surgery is probably my best and only chance I'm gonna have to survive.
Cameras started rolling, and after his episode of the show aired, fans of the show started to call James and his wife the most delusional couple ever, and it was easy to see why, after he questioned Dr. Now's advice and fought back against his recommendations.
You don't think your weight has to do anything with your eating habit?
No, I don't.
So what do you think your weight comes from? Thin air? James, your weight is related to what you eat.
Well, he's not eating over 900 calories a day.
During his hospital stay, his wife would sneak him food and James would not stick to his strict weight loss regime, which caused many people to question his determination. This was proven when his weight would balloon from 791 pounds to 840 pounds while still being on the show in hospital.
We're trying to help you. You have not followed any of our direction. And you really believe that you're not eating very much. You believe that she's helping you and not bringing you any food. But that's the reality.
Ooh,
His weight
63.
caused him a plethora of health issues, including liver cirrhosis, kidney failure, and sepsis. Despite all of these issues very clearly caused by overeating, he would continue to deny it was his weight gain and overeating, and even go as far to claim his body doesn't burn any
Good fight, brother.
calories.
We take that.
Slightly different.
No, you're the one that you're hurting him, okay?
I'm not hurting him. I haven't gave him no food. I done told you that. I'm tired of you accusing me.
How do you explain his weight?
I don't know, Doctor, now, but I'm telling you right now,
Okay,
I have not gave him no food.
Okay, this
How does
is
she
all
lose 80
miracle,
pounds in
right?
No, it's not a miracle. His body doesn't burn calories.
Look.
Unfortunately, James did not change his attitude.
Meet John and Carlos, both living with chronic knee pain from osteoarthritis. Everyday activities like walking, climbing stairs, or bending down have become frustrating and painful. They've both
attitude to his weight loss, and neither did his wife. Dr. Now eventually dismissed him from the program after James showed a constant lack of care.
Unfortunately, James, we can't get through to you, and Lisa won't stop feeding you. And if you don't agree to spend just 5 days apart from her, then there's nothing we can do.
In 2020, James tragically died at just 49 years old in a hospital in Nashville, just 3 years after he appeared on the show. The next patient to see Dr. Now would be slightly more receptive to the weight loss, but would lose his life in completely different circumstances. Robert Buchel was on the show during the 2017 series, and his weight peaked at over 842 pounds, almost one of the heaviest contestants on the show ever. Despite this, over the course of a few months, he managed to shift almost 300 pounds. The issues would begin to manifest after Robert's surgery, after he was administered highly addictive painkillers which would cause a dark turn in his story. Despite the massive progress made in fighting his addiction with food, he would just replace it with an equally as dangerous addiction to these painkillers.
Because he didn't understand that he was addicted to them. So it was a surprise to him when we cut him off to save his life.
Robert was on these painkillers as he needed surgery to remove the excess weight, his bariatric surgery, and to remove multiple lymphedema masses. This obviously left him in substantial pain, and as a result, he grew dependent on these painkillers. He quickly spiraled into an addiction as he would become more and more desperate to get his hands on the drugs. At one point, Robert tore through his surgical stitching in order to reach for more painkillers. He was sent back to the rehab center, but he reportedly refused to even attempt exercise without the use of painkillers.
My leg is not letting me do it. Not me wanting to do this problem.
Just stop with the excuses. Every time you bring it up, you just go back to, I can't get up, I can't get up. Well, you can.
Just 5 months after filming had begun with Robert, he tragically suffered a heart attack in November of 2017. It is easy to sit and watch these shows, but there's a strong message that I think should be taken away from this video, and it's that if you're struggling with something, whether that be overeating, depression, or any other mental health issues, make sure you reach out before it's too late. If you like this video and you want to see more, click the video that's on your screen now, and I'll see you in the next one.
Yeah, that shit is special attack, bro. I would have died likely. Alright, though. Come on. I'm ready for ya. Good play. By Broder. He's got vistas. That's not the easiest thing to get, so. Bad vistas. Come on, bro. You're 96 HP. Gotta try next bench. Good luck, brother. How's it going, handsome? It's going alright. You're so dead. Sand. Boom. Yeah, Wizard 101's good. Hello, Instagram reelers. Ah. Good luck, brother. Dead. Come on, special tag me here or something. Hit hard on my bench. But I know it can't hit 64. With that D-Mace.
Back in October of 2010, Cartoon Network would premiere a new show on their channel. 3 months later, that brand new show would come to an end in January of 2011, only premiering a total of 10 episodes, each with an 11-minute runtime before it would be canceled, giving this show the illustrious title of Cartoon Network's shortest-lived show. The show that would produce the least amount of episodes for the network was Robo Tommy. Or robotomy, or whatever you want to call it.
Robotomy.
Set upon the planet inhabited by violent killer robots called Insanius, two robot friends, Blastus and Thrasher, must navigate their high school lives. The story as to how the show that seemed to be doomed from the beginning is actually pretty interesting, and the reasons why it was greenlit and the reasons it failed is also equally as interesting, so grab a can of your favorite motor oil as we cover this minuscule rise and tremendous fall of the surprisingly graphic and mature, action-packed Cartoon Network forgotten series, Robotomy. Or
Robotomy.
Or whatever it's called.
Wow, that's actually the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Let's celebrate!
Our main characters are Thrasher and Blastus. They're both very similar to normal high school human students. They crave affection from their crushes and try to avoid being killed off for their humane qualities. You know, typical high school stuff. Thrasher is the taller of the two. He is voiced by Patton Oswalt. Yeah, that Remy Rat fella from Ratatouille. Thrasher is the main protagonist and is more apathetic compared to Blastus. But then again, 'tis the angsty and self-absorbed life of a teenager. Throughout the series, he is constantly chasing his crush, Mamie, using this as the primary motivation for many of the actions throughout the series. Blastus, on the other hand, is much more empathetic, but is motivated by popularity, resulting in him being the more outgoing one whose schemes don't always work out as he has planned. Voiced by the two of them often argue and act more like brothers than best friends, to be honest, but they manage to both make it out of dangerous situations just by the skin of their robot teeth. Do robots have teeth? Or skin?
What's
It's just
up, man?
all metal, right? So would their teeth be considered a grill? These are the important questions that no one is asking. Along with our two main leads, there are some bigger names in the cast list, including Kate McKinnon, Dana Snyder, Jack McBrayer, and even Lil Jon was in 2 episodes. The idea for the show came about in a pretty comical way. The creators of the show, Michael Buckley and Joe Deasy, were approached by Cartoon Network to create a show, and they pitched dozens of ideas, month after month. Each idea the executives were just not fans of. So in a frustrated last-ditch effort to just get them off their backs, they created an idea that they were approaching from a different mindset. From there, they came up with this idea for a violent show focused on killer robots in high school, and surprise, surprise, they loved it. They wanted to capture the combination of Superbad, Transformers, and the WWE all in one show. And that sounds freaking awesome. They purposefully made it heavy on violence and easily affronting. But the network greenlit the show, and so we have what we know today as Robotomy. Robotomy. We don't have a lot of it, but we sure do have it. For what we do have, that Superbad feeling is surely there with these two robots. They stand out from the murderous shenanigans that litter their peers by, just like in Superbad, having a through-line plot of gaining the affection of a female robot, or to be popular. It has a level
500,
of fun to
600,
it that I
700.
appreciate because it feels like it's playing outside of the rules for traditional programming, at least on a kid's
It's my
network.
dragon
But it is
maces.
clear to see that the show, while trying to apply its reach to several demographics, that it unfortunately ended up capturing none of them.
I'm sorry. My friend got carried away with crazy promises.
Robotomy. New series premieres next.
On On the surface, cancellation would seem pretty obvious, based on the show feeling a bit too mature for regular Cartoon Network and appearing more fitting for the Adult Swim content block. There's no explicitly mature themes, but there's definitely a ton of implicit mature content. It plays along an unspoken thin line where it's a bit much for younger viewers, but not crude enough to be considered for an older audience. They still made edgier jokes or references, but conveniently cut each other off before the actual mature word or concept was expanded upon. These jokes were definitely going over the heads of any kid under the age of 12, which means that the general appeal to a younger audience just wasn't very strong. Unless you just like robots and the wacky visuals on the screen, there may not have been much there to attach onto at a younger age. In an MTV interview, one of the co-producers, World Leaders Entertainment, who worked with Cartoon Network, stated, "The way Cartoon Network has blended its Adult Swim identity, look, feel, attitude, etc., with its core kid programming is totally brilliant to us. As you can tell, Robotomy is very much a partnership between the network's kids side and Adult Swim." Wow, where can any of that go wrong? But I mean, technically they're not wrong. They definitely did achieve some sort of partnership between the regular Cartoon Network content and Adult Swim, but there's a reason that these two are separate to begin with. It's just not going to work if you try to appeal to all audiences when you're relying on the mature themes in the first place. They certainly did try to make a show that skewed older, but was also appealing to a younger age range. But at that point, it was 75% Adult Swim and 25% Cartoon Network. The show would most likely have had much more success airing during Adult Swim due to it prioritizing its older audience. Because of this, other international distribution was basically non-existent. While Canada did air this show on Cartoon Network, any other network did not want anything to do with this show due to its maturity and violence. Another reason why the show was canceled can be attributed to the high production budget it racked up. The animation team is also the team that worked on Chowder, and the animation itself is heavily action-oriented. There's a lot going on at all times, and you can tell that the animation team is heavily talented because the art style is very impressive. It tends to stick to a minimal color palette, very heavy on the darker yellows, reddish browns, and the desaturated blues and greens, with metallic textures and a gritty feel to each shot. The style feels very cohesive and establishes the setting very well. It's kind of perfect for an apocalyptic planet. But then again, there's not a ton of variety in each episode. Inspired by the works of Paul Klee, a Swiss-German artist, and Katsuhiro Otomo, a Japanese manga artist, the show was going for a bold, fresh look, one that would mirror the universe, so this influenced their decision to mute the initial color palette to refocus the viewers to the style of their line work. When there is a pop of color thrown in, the fluorescent inspirations do jump out even more thanks to the show in general's looks. So I get why there is less of it in the show. Less is more and is more effective when doing so. I just personally love bright splashes of color, so when it's not in the show for a majority of it, it maybe could have done with a little bit more of it. You know, contrast the whole murderous robot thing. Online, there are a lot of connections drawn to whatever happened to Robot Jones, which I covered a little while back here on the channel. It was another Cartoon Network show from the early 2000s, and yeah, in general, it's true. The base subject of attending school and the trying to fit in of a robot is definitely something that the two shows have in common, but I feel the main similarities lie in the art design and the setting of the characters. They both heavily feature bold outlines and detailed work. The general design of robots and robotomy, or robotussin, is very obviously heavily influenced by the rise of robotics and computer intelligence of the 80s. Clunky metals, various shades of mixed gray colors, it's very different from a modern design. Think Wall-E versus Eva. Both Robot Jones and Robotussin draw inspiration from a pre-modernized robotic design. While the cartoon was pretty much ignored by Cartoon Network after its cancellation, it was available on Netflix until 2015, and even reruns aired on Cartoon Planet for a year in 2012. However, the network did give a little nod of acknowledgement in its crossover Nexus episode of OKKO Let's Be Heroes, where Blastus makes a fleeting appearance in the background. But then again, is there any show that they didn't reference in this episode? So overall, crumbs. They're giving the show crumbs.
Next, robotomy.
Overall, the general concept is an interesting topic to cover for a cartoon, and it had potential to touch on some interesting topics if it were given more freedom from the network to tackle less kid-friendly subjects. Personally, I love the idea of a dystopian and inhuman planet where robots have traditional structures like schooling and obviously feel human-like emotions such as love, anger, fear, and pride, but Robotami uses it as more of a plot device in sharing absurdist plot points for a laugh. Shows like BoJack Horseman are centered around core mortal fears like death, disappointment, existentialism, and more. There could be room to look into all of this for an actual serious topic and still making it for comedy. And I do appreciate a good comedy, but I feel like it has to feel deserved and there has to be a bit of clarity in the chaos, or else everything just feels aimless and lost. I would have loved to see the show go in a direction that tackles these themes with a more intelligent approach. Not to say that the show isn't intelligent,
You're playing old school
it just felt
RuneScape.
lacking when it came to the nuance of it all. The Raiders are clearly witty and had the potential to make more of an interesting statement about this backwards world where leaders choose to blow their budgets on explosives as opposed to tech.
Alright guys, I'm gonna take a
Despite
break.
being forced to go to school every
Screw
day,
sailing.
teachers,
Hey,
students, and
you know what I
world
mean.
leaders all agree on the insignificance of education
See you
on
guys
our
next
planet.
time.
All in all, it had a lot of potential, but was just in the wrong place with an underdeveloped idea and possibly at the wrong
Ha!
time. Today, a show like this could do great and have the time to